You're listening to Tales by WZ. This story is about a man who supported his fiancée and her adult daughter for years, until they called him a walking wallet and proved they meant it. As you listen, ask yourself where you would draw the line when respect disappears and entitlement takes over. My stepdaughter said, "You're a walking wallet." I replied, "Go find a job." Then I canceled every card, cut off allowances, changed the locks, and started documenting everything while they ran to social media and lawyers, not knowing I had receipts. I'm 46. And if I'm being honest, I should have seen this coming. Looking back, the signs were there for months, maybe years. But when you're in the middle of it, you rationalize. You make excuses. You tell yourself you're helping, and helping means you're doing the right thing. My fiancée is 41. We've been together 4 years. Her daughter is 22 now, and she was 18 when I met her. In the beginning, she seemed fine, polite enough, said thank you when I bought dinner. No obvious problems. We got engaged 2 years ago. Around that time, I bought a house, a nice 4-bedroom in the suburbs. I put it in my name only, not because I was trying to be sneaky, but because my financial advisor told me to protect my assets since it was a second marriage for both of us. My fiancée didn't work much. She did part-time administrative jobs here and there, bringing in maybe $800 a month. Her daughter was in community college, supposedly focused on school. Here's where I messed up. I wanted to be the supportive stepdad to be, the good guy, the safe place. So I gave them both supplementary cards on my accounts. I covered the mortgage, utilities, groceries, everything. I paid for the daughter's tuition and books. I even gave monthly allowances. $1,500 a month for my fiancée, $800 a month for her daughter. At the time, I told myself it was temporary. I told myself it was what family does. I told myself they appreciated it. That was the lie I needed to believe to keep going. Last Saturday changed everything. Her daughter came home from hanging out with friends and burst into the living room while my fiancé and I were watching a movie. "I need a car," she said, not asked, announced. I paused the TV. "What happened to the Honda?" "It's embarrassing," she said. "Everyone else has new cars. I need something decent." The Honda was a 2019 Civic I bought her last year, about 30,000 miles, ran perfectly fine. "The Honda is decent," I said. "It's barely 3 years old." She rolled her eyes. "It's a loser car. Do you know how humiliating it is pulling up next to my friends in their Mercedes and Audis?" Before I could even respond, my fiancée chimed in. "Honey, she has a point," she said. "She's at that age where image matters." I looked at my fiancée like I didn't recognize her. "She's 22, I said. "Image matters less than financial responsibility." That's when the daughter's face went red. "Oh my God," she snapped. "Why are you always like this? I ask for one thing." "One thing," I repeated. "You ask for things constantly and I provide. I'm just not buying you a brand new luxury car." And that's when she screamed it. "You're just a walking wallet." I went still. The room got quiet for half a second. Then my fiancée smirked, actually smirked. And she said, "She's not wrong." Then they both laughed like it was some joke we were all in on. That moment told me everything I needed to know, not because her daughter said it. Young people say cruel things when they're spoiled. The real problem was the woman I was about to marry agreeing with her. I stood up. I walked to my home office. I opened my banking app. It took maybe 3 minutes. I canceled both supplementary cards. I removed them as authorized users. I changed every password. Then I walked back into the living room. They were still on their phones, laughing about something. "Wallet lost," I said calmly. "Go find a job." My fiancée looked up. "What?" "You heard me," I said. "I canceled both your cards. The monthly allowances stopped today. You want money, earn it." The daughter's jaw dropped. "You can't do that." "Just did," I said. "Check your wallets." My fiancée jumped up. "Are you serious right now, over a joke?" "It didn't sound like a joke," I said. "It sounded like exactly how you both see me." "So congratulations. The wallet is closed." I went to bed in the guest room that night, locked the door, didn't sleep much. The next morning I heard the daughter screaming that her card got declined at Starbucks. Then I heard my fiancé's voice, sharp and angry, demanding I fix it right now. I didn't engage. I made coffee. I sat in my office and I started documenting everything, because when people feel entitled to your money, they don't just accept no. They look for ways to punish you for saying it. The first day after the cards were canceled, my fiancée tried tears. "We were just joking," she said. "You're so sensitive. Can't you take a little teasing?" I looked at her and said, "If that's how you see me after 4 years, we have nothing to build a marriage on." Then she flipped to anger. She started yelling about how I trapped her, how she gave up her independence for me, how her daughter needed support through college, so I pulled up my records. "Your daughter is enrolled part-time," I said. 6 credits this semester. Her tuition is $890 total. I've been sending her $800 a month plus paying tuition. Where is that money going? Silence. Then she said she has expenses. "What expenses?" I said. "I pay her phone bill. I pay her car insurance. I pay for gas. What else does she need $800 a month for?" More silence. She stormed off. Day 2, the daughter tried manipulation. She came to my office door crying. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean it. I've been stressed about finals and I took it out on you." I didn't even raise my voice. "You don't have finals," I said. "You're taking 2 classes." Her tears stopped instantly. Her face changed like someone turned off a switch. "You contacted my school," she snapped. "That's a violation of my privacy." "I pay the bills," I said. "I'm allowed to verify enrollment." Turns out she'd been part-time for 3 semesters while I'd been paying her like she was full-time. "College is hard," she said. "I needed to ease in." "That's fine," I said, "but you lied, and you've been pocketing the difference." She didn't deny it. She just shrugged and said, "So what? You have plenty of money." That was the second moment I felt my brain go cold again. Not sad, not confused, just clear. I told her she had until the end of the month to find somewhere else to live. Day 3, my fiancée tried a different approach. She showed up in lingerie. When that didn't work, she tried bargaining. "What if we go to counseling?" she said. "We can work through this." "There's nothing to work through," I said. "You both showed me who you are." Then she pointed to the wedding. "The wedding is in 8 months, she said. "We already paid deposits." "I'll eat those costs," I said. "Better than a lifetime of being someone's ATM." She cried for real that time. "Where am I supposed to go?" she asked. "I can't afford an apartment on $800 a month." "That's not my problem anymore," I said. "You have until the end of next month. Your daughter has until the end of this month." Day 4, the daughter stopped pretending. She started stealing food from the kitchen, not even eating it, just taking full packages and throwing them in her room like she wanted to waste it out of spite. She broke a picture frame. She left passive-aggressive notes everywhere. One morning I saw "Thanks for ruining my life" written on my bathroom mirror in lipstick. That's when I installed locks on my bedroom door and my office. Some people call that harsh. I call it basic protection. Day 5, my fiancé's sister called me. She opened with, "What the hell is wrong with you?" I let her rant, then I asked, "Did your sister tell you what happened?" She said, "You're kicking them out over a misunderstanding." So I explained it, the wallet comment, the smirk, the lies about school, the money. Her sister paused. "Okay," she said, "that's bad, but you're really going to throw away 4 years over this?" "I'm not throwing anything away," I said. "They showed me the relationship was transactional. They called me a wallet. I'm just accepting reality." She called me vindictive. I told her, "Your sister lived in my house while I paid for everything. She gave up nothing." Then she hung up. And that was when the story got even darker. My fiancé's ex-husband called me and asked if we could meet for coffee. We met the next morning. He was remarried, normal guy, calm, the kind of person who seems tired of chaos. He said, "This is a pattern." She did the same thing to me. Sweet at first, then entitled. By the end, I was just a paycheck. "I'm glad you figured it out before you married her." Then he told me something that made my stomach drop. Apparently the daughter had done this with multiple people. Burned through father figures the same way, get comfortable, get entitled, blow up when they get called out. His advice was simple. "Document everything," he said. "She's going to try to take whatever she can." and she'll turn you into the villain." He was right. My phone started blowing up with calls and texts from her friends and family calling me cruel, heartless, financially abusive. So I started sending receipts. I forwarded screenshots of her daughter's Venmo history, since I was the account holder who set it up for her. Payments for bottle service, spa days, shopping trips. Meanwhile, she was telling people I refused to pay for her education. The story started collapsing for them, but they didn't stop. My fiancé tried to use the house key one morning. I had changed the locks the day before. I came home and found her sitting on the porch with a suitcase, crying on the phone about how I locked her out of her home. I opened the door and said, "It's my home. Your name isn't on anything. You can get your things with a police escort if necessary." She looked at me with pure hatred. "You're going to regret this," she said. "I already regret wasting 4 years," I said. "The rest is damage control." A few weeks later, she hired a lawyer, not a divorce lawyer since we weren't married, but someone who sent me a letter demanding equitable distribution and claiming she had implied tenancy rights. My attorney read it and laughed. "This is barely coherent," she said. "She has no claim to your house." But the letter demanded $50,000 for pain and suffering, $30,000 for wedding expenses, 6 more months in my home, and her car that was in my name and that I paid for. My attorney responded with a polite no and instructions to retrieve personal belongings only. That's when the daughter started her online campaign. She went on social media talking about financial abuse and narcissistic step-parents. She didn't use my name, but she posted our house, my car, enough details that people could put it together. The comments were full of strangers cheering her on. What she didn't expect was that I had receipts for everything. I didn't post them publicly. I'm not interested in public fights, but I did send them to a few people who were harassing me in my DMs, the ones calling me abusive. After that, the messages stopped. Then my fiancée refused to move out. She said I would have to evict her, and it would take months. My attorney filed for a restraining order based on her behavior, and we got a temporary order. She had 72 hours to collect her belongings and leave. She showed up with a moving truck and her sister. They tried to take everything. The TV, the couch, the dining table, appliances. Her sister unplugged my microwave like she was doing a heist. I had a police officer there supervising, exactly as my attorney advised. The officer stopped them. Only her personal belongings. My fiancé started screaming. "I lived here, I decorated, this is half mine." The officer looked at the paperwork. "Ma'am, the house is in his name only. You have no legal claim to his property." She yelled that I was stealing from her. The officer told her to calm down or leave immediately. They took her clothes, personal items, and a few pieces I agreed she could have from the bedroom. At the end, the daughter showed up, looked straight at me and said, "I hope you die alone." I didn't respond, because sometimes silence is the only response that keeps you sane. After they left, I did a deeper financial review. And I found more things that made my blood boil. My fiancé had been pulling cash advances on her supplementary card, about $5,000 total over 6 months. Cash advances, no receipts, no trail. Her daughter had been buying gift cards at grocery stores, then reselling them online for cash, probably around $3,000 worth. They were literally converting my money into untraceable cash. I sent everything to my attorney. She said, "This is fraud. You could press charges." Then the dirty tricks got worse. My ex-fiancé started calling my employer, leaving messages with HR claiming I was unstable and needed help. She hinted that I threatened her. HR called me in. I came with my attorney. We presented the timeline, the restraining order, the eviction paperwork, and recordings of her voicemails, legal in my state with one-party consent. HR cleared me immediately and flagged her number. Then she tried calling my mother. She told her I promised to take care of them, and now I was ruining their lives. My mother, bless her, said, "My son doesn't owe you anything. You should have thought about that before treating him like an ATM." Then she hung up. The daughter tried to file a police report claiming I stole her car. The car that was in my name, that I paid for, that I insured. The police called me. I sent them the registration and insurance documents. They called her back and told her it was not her car. She apparently screamed at them about unfair laws and deadbeat step-parents. She also tried to break into my house one night. My security cameras caught her trying doors and windows at 2:00 a.m. I filed a report. They warned her. At that point, I stopped hoping they would calm down. I started assuming they would keep escalating until they hit a wall, so I built the wall. I canceled the car insurance on the Honda I bought her. I notified the finance company that I would no longer be making payments and they should repossess it. They did it within a week. She posted online that I stole her car. People commented that it was never hers legally. She deleted the post. Then my ex-fiancé's ex-husband called again and said, "Heads up. She might claim you got her pregnant or gave her an STD or something. She threatened me with that when I filed for divorce." I told him we hadn't been intimate in 2 months. He said, "Doesn't matter. She'll claim it anyway if she thinks it'll get her money." 3 days later, I got a text from her. "I need to talk to you about my health. There are consequences to what you've done." I didn't respond. I forwarded it to my attorney. At that point, I followed one rule. Every threat goes to my attorney. Every lie gets documented. I don't argue. I don't explain. I don't negotiate with people who see negotiation as a way to keep taking. I did one thing for myself, though. I sold the engagement ring. I got $8,000 for it, almost what I paid. I put that money toward legal fees. I canceled the wedding venue and vendors, lost about $12,000 in deposits. It hurt, but it was still cheaper than a divorce. I started seeing a therapist too, not because I was falling apart, but because I wanted to understand how I ignored the red flags for so long. That question mattered to me more than revenge. 2 months later, it finally ended in court. My ex-fiancée filed a civil claim for unjust enrichment. She said she provided domestic services worth $80,000 over 4 years and deserved compensation. Her lawyer tried to paint her as a homemaker who sacrificed her career to support me. My attorney tore it apart. She showed the judge that my ex worked part-time by choice, not because I forced her. That I paid every household expense. That I paid for her car, phone, insurance, groceries, everything. And she presented the allowances. $1,500 a month for 4 years. That's $72,000 total. The judge asked what domestic services she provided beyond normal living in a house someone else paid for. The judge was not impressed. The case got dismissed. And the judge ordered her to pay my legal fees, $4,500. My ex-fiancée stormed out yelling about corrupt judges and male privilege. Outside the courtroom, her attorney quit on the spot, told her he couldn't represent someone who refused to accept reality. After that, life caught up to her daughter too. Without my money, she dropped out of community college. She tried working retail and got fired after 2 weeks because she spent more time on her phone than working, according to someone who knew her. Her friends pulled away after she borrowed money and didn't pay anyone back. Last I heard, she was working fast food and couch surfing, burning bridges like it was a hobby. As for my ex-fiancée, she couldn't pay the court judgment at first. My attorney put a lien on her car, the one in her name from before we met. She had to sell it to pay what she owed. Now she takes the bus. Her sister eventually gave her a deadline too, because apparently the entitlement didn't stop with me. She expected groceries, rides, and support without contributing. Now she rents a room in a shared house with multiple roommates and works full-time at a medical billing company. The irony is she's finally living the life she acted like she was too good for. Socially, some of her friends still think I'm the villain. I don't care. The people who matter saw the truth. My family did. My real friends did. My mother told me something that stuck with me. She said, I never liked her. She had empty eyes like she was always calculating. I wish she said it earlier, but I get it. You can't convince someone who's still trying to make the math work. When I added everything up, the number made me sick. About $72,000 in allowances to my ex over 4 years. Over $38,000 to her daughter between allowances, tuition, and the car. About $12,000 lost in wedding deposits. Legal fees, stress, time, embarrassment. Nearly $130,000 over 4 years. For what? To be called a wallet. But the most important thing I learned wasn't about them. It was about me. I had been trying to buy love, not on purpose, but that's what it was. I thought being generous made me valuable. I thought if I carried the weight, they would respect me for it. Real relationships don't work that way. The right person doesn't love you more because you spend more money. And the wrong person will always ask for more because they don't feel gratitude. They feel entitlement. These days, the house feels peaceful. I redecorated. I donated furniture that reminded me of them. I made the place mine again. Work is better too. I actually got a promotion and I'm not shocked. Without constant drama and money leaks, I can focus. I'm not dating yet. I'm not in a rush. Learning to be comfortable alone feels like a skill I should have built years ago. A few weeks ago, I got a handwritten letter in the mail from my ex-fiancée, 3 pages. She said she was sorry. She said she understood why I reacted the way I did. She admitted they took advantage. She said she was going to therapy and learning to be independent. She ended with, "I don't expect forgiveness. I just wanted you to know I understand now." I read it twice. Then I put it in a folder with the rest of the documentation. I didn't respond, because what would I even say? Thanks for apologizing after costing me 4 years and $130,000. Some things don't get fixed with words. Maybe she has learned, maybe she hasn't. That's not my concern anymore. There wasn't a dramatic revenge ending. No perfect moment where they realized what they lost. They lost a meal ticket. That's all I was to them. And now they're managing the same way everyone else manages, by working, budgeting, living within their means. I'm 46 years old, single, living in a nice house, doing okay. It's not the life I planned, but it's honest. No one is using me. No one is taking advantage. No one is calling me a wallet. And you know what? That's enough. Lesson 1: when someone shows you they see you as an ATM, believe them the first time. Lesson 2: generosity without respect turns into entitlement fast. Lesson 3: if you're paying for everything, you're not building a partnership. You're funding a lifestyle. Lesson 4: documenting and protecting yourself isn't cruel. It's responsible. Lesson 5: boundaries don't ruin relationships. They expose what the relationship really is. So what would you have done after that walking wallet moment? Would you have cut the cards immediately, or would you have tried one more conversation? And if you were in his shoes, would you ever give a partner full access to your money again? Or would you keep finances separate no matter how serious it gets?